This is going to be my video on teaching bent leg. So to start, we're going to work on standing straight up. We want to think about our 5 points of alignment, which are our ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankle bones. To keep the 5 points of alignment means we want to keep these 5 points in a line straight up and down. We want to think about having a stick straight through these points and standing up just a little bit taller to keep these points directly in a line. Something that will help us do this is detaching our hips from our rib cage, standing up just a little bit straighter. With that, we should have these 5 points in a line. Next, we can start thinking about our initiation. This is going to be the first step in us taking our first step. All we're going to do is on the and count, we will arrive in a position where our heel is lifted off the ground roughly the same height as our ankle bone, with our toes still touching the ground and all of our weight on our standing leg, which would be our right leg in this case. So what that's going to look like, we're arriving on the and count, is 5, 6, 7, 8, and. Once again, 5, 6, 7, 8, and. From this, the initiation, we go into our first step, where we end like this with our toe up, heel down, both legs straight. To get there, from the initiation, we roll up onto the tip of our toe and put our heel out directly in front of us. We don't do any ridiculous lifting our foot up, planting it down, any just kicks up. No, it's just a straight line. It's just a straight line from our heel up to the tip of our toe, and straight line down to the ground. So what that's going to look like is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Once more, from the initiation, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. And with that, once you feel comfortable with both the initiation and the move to the first step, you can put them together. All you want to think about is moving in a fluid motion through the initiation to step 1. You don't want to do any jerky motions. You don't need to stop here and then keep going. You just want one fluid motion through all of it. That's going to look like 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Notice how I didn't stop the initiation. 8 and 1. None of that. Just a nice fluid motion through all of it. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Rolling all the way up on my toe and getting out into the first step. Next, from our step 1, we want to get into step 2, we want to just lift up our back heel and transfer weight onto this foot. Notice how when we're still in step 1, all of our weight is on our back leg, none of it is on this heel. We can lift our heel up off the ground without stumbling forward. If any of our weight was forward, we lift it up and fall. This is something that's different from straight leg in the sense that when we take our first step, we're not 50-50. It's all 100-0. But that means when we get into step 2, we have to transfer our weight when we lift up our back heel. So when we get our back heel up, our heel should be weightless. This becomes our standing leg, and our foot is perpendicular to the ground. What that's going to look like when we get there is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4. This way of doing it slow gives us a chance to feel the roll through and get our foot as exaggerated and perpendicular as we can. We literally want it to look like this whenever we're doing this at full tempo. Just no weight on the back and heel completely straight forward. From there, let me move back. From there, we can keep bringing our toe as close to the ground as possible, bring our toe forward all the way to the very front when we flick it back out. This is the next beat where you notice again, both of our legs are straight. Our legs should always be straight on the down beats, and it's only in between when our legs are actually bent. So all together, this is going to look like slowly 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Notice I keep my toe as close to the ground as I can until 1 when I flick it back out. I'm doing it a little bit violently just to exaggerate what it looks like. Sped up at a slower tempo. Put all together, it's going to look like a very fluid motion. There isn't any excess dragging. There isn't super jerky motions at all. This is all a very fluid technique. So to look like in real time, this is going to look like 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, so on and so forth. Notice how everything's the same. I exaggerate the initiation into my first step. I push forward. I push forward with my back foot when I lift my heel up, and I keep it bent, then keep it flexed, keep it perpendicular all the way until I get to my next step when I rinse and repeat, push my weight forward with my back leg until it's perpendicular, bring it forward and flick. All together, once again. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. Sorry for my limited room. Let me make sure. And last step. Yep. Finally, we're going to talk about the close. Pretty simple. Only difference, we don't tendu into it. We simply roll into the close. Let me do this facing you. Let me just show you, and I'll explain what I do at the very end. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. We bring our foot. 8. We go in with the heel, keeping our toe up, roll into it, and on the close, we do the same thing here. We hit with the heel first and close into it. We don't stomp, we don't tendu. We lead with the heel and gently roll into it. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close. Always leading with the heel and closing on the heel. Never tenduing, never stomping, no ridiculous business. Same as we do with everything else. And I believe that covers all of it. Real quick mini drill, just to cover everything we've done. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, close. All right, and that's my video on how to do bent leg. Thank you for watching. See you at camp.